Welcome to day 2. Today we're going to pick up some detailed content about cell transport and we're going to start a new concept of cells and cell organelles. Alright, to delve into the more detailed information about cell transport, there are two classified types of cell transport, and that is endocytosis and exocytosis. Endocytosis is defined as entering the cell, and this is also classified into three detailed types of transport. Exocytosis, on the other hand, means going out. Like X means going out. For example, the word exit. Yeah, it literally means exiting the cell. That's all for endocytosis and exocytosis. You can just remember this by entering the cell, this by exiting the cell. Then what is entering the cell? Of course, molecules and other materials. We are learning about the methods of how they enter or exit the cell. Alright, in terms of pinocytosis, it is also called cell drinking. The reason is, in order for the cell to absorb the molecule using pinocytosis, the cell forms an invagination that surrounds the cell. And this invagination dissolves the cell in water, which makes it a lot much easier for the cell to absorb the material or molecule. Yeah, that's all. You can just remember pinocytosis as dissolving the molecule in water in order to absorb it more easily. Next up, receptor mediated endocytosis. So, I don't think I told you last time, but the cell membrane has a protein named receptor proteins. We only learned about transport proteins, but there are also some receptor-mediated receptor proteins that bind with the substances outside the cell and determine whether or not it should be absorbed or not. So this receptor-mediated receptor protein, determines what should enter the cell. That's actually it. Receptor-mediated endocytosis. That's it. Yeah, and this helps the molecules, it binds to it, and helps it come into the cell. Lastly, about endocytosis, phagocytosis. Phagocytosis, also known as cell eating. Why? It is basically the same as pinocytosis, but it doesn't need water. Well, say there's a cell right here, and the molecule that needs to be brought into the cell right here. Then, the cell forms a vesicle around it, and it just pulls it in. It's like eating. If there's a food right here, we just take our hand and put it to our mouth. That's the same analogy as this. And one more thing to know, endocytosis happens because uh, there are lots of molecules that are like too big to enter through the transport proteins. Or the cell membrane. So by performing endocytosis, the cell can more easily absorb big molecules into the cells. That's it. Right, next up is, I'll erase this. Next up is exocytosis. This is really simple. More simple than endocytosis. Exocytosis. This exocytosis, as you can see from here, it means the molecules are going out of the cell. And how does the cells make it? Throughout the cell. Let's say there's a molecule in the cell that needs to be out of the cell. It's just like phagocytosis. I just erased it, but the direction is the opposite. However, the method is the same. The cell forms a vesicle that surrounds the molecule that needs to be out, and it just sends it away. That's it. Really, that's it. No, wait, I'm sorry. It's not a transfer process. Forget this. Just remember it as the cell membrane, yeah. Yeah, just remember it as cell membrane. So yeah, this covers all about the concepts about types of cell transport. And we're going to start a new kind of concept that is, alright, it's time to learn about cells. Let's start with some basic information about cells. There are two types of cells we usually classify. One is called prokaryotic cells, and the other one is called eukaryotic cells. To draw a picture of these two, the prokaryotic cell looks like the eukaryotic cell looks like this. As you can see, the size of the eukaryotic cell is way bigger than prokaryotic cells. Alright, let's start with the traits of each cell. The prokaryotic cell, as you can see from here, is always unicellular. Also, everyone knows what a nucleus is, right? No nucleus. We're gonna learn about this concept after a while. No membrane bound organelles. To briefly explain, organelles are like the organs of the cells. Like we have, us humans have organs, cells also have organs. But however, it has ribosomes. It's pretty ironic, isn't it? Ribosome is actually considered an organelle, but it is not membrane bound. So it has ribosomes, and it is the forerunner to eukaryotic cells. Just, yeah, eukaryotic cells. Yeah, that's all actually. Let's show, for example, prokaryotic cells have bacteria, archaea, and etc. It's really old, yeah. Those are examples. To explain, this small tail is called the flagella. And the flagella provides movement for the prokaryotic cell or other cells. Moving on to the eukaryotic cell. First of all, it is bigger than the prokaryotic cell. It is more complex. More complex than the prokaryotic cell. And it has a nucleus. And it has sorry. It has membrane-bound organelles. And has ribosomes. So that's a similarity to the prokaryotic cell. And most animals animal and plant cells are eukaryotic cells. For examples of eukaryotic cells have fungi, other animal cells, plant cells, and etc. There's so much eukaryotic cells. So as the prokaryotic cell is the forerunner to the eukaryotic cells, the prokaryotic cell is way older than the eukaryotic cell. That's it about the two cells. Alright. Now we will learn about the eukaryotic cell from now on. You can forget the prokaryotic cell. I'll just erase this. You really don't have to like memorize, well you have to memorize these traits, but you don't have to like delve much deeper into these, because the main point that we are going to summarize will be the eukaryotic cell. And there is a reason I am emphasizing this. eukaryotic cell, there are lots of other organs that that perform many roles in order to make the cell healthy. Those organs are called cell organs. Now let's talk about all of these cell organelles. First of all, the one I think is the most important. Let's talk about the mitochondria first. You might have heard a lot about the mitochondria because it's a popular organelle. You can remember makes energy. It makes energy. So a mitochondria is shaped like this. It's a kidney-shaped, membrane-bound organelle. This uses ATP. This converts ATP into energy. Yeah, ATP is used to make energy, but the mitochondria does it all. Next of all, it's really simple. Mitochondria is really simple. Next, let's see about the cell membrane. The cell membrane is considered also an organelle, as it has a role. If something has a role in the cell, then it is a cell membrane. No, sorry, it is a cell organelle. Cell membrane. We learned about this. Regulates materials moving in and out. Just remember it's like this. You guys can induce like this, in and out of the cell. Third of all, let's see about the Golgi apparatus. This one is really important too. The Golgi apparatus, like the Golgi apparatus, to use an analogy, it packages, labels, ships proteins in and out of the cell. So, if we mean by packaging, you can just see by packaging and shipping, you can see it transports proteins. And by labeling, you can understand it as the Golgi apparatus can like divide the protein into specific kinds. That's it. Next. See about the chloroplast. The chloroplast is only in the cells. Only in cells. Only in cells. It only exists in cells. You know why? Because it plays the most crucial role in photosynthesis. The chloroplast converts sun energy in oxygen. No, wait. Converts sun energy into oxygen and water. Yeah, this only exists in cells. And this is also a cell organelle. Next, we have centrioles. So we're going to learn a concept called mitosis in the future, which is a kind of cell division in somatic cells. And the centrioles play a crucial part in enabling the formation of spindle fibers, which are really crucial for cell division. We're going to learn about this in the future. Next is the nucleus. We're going to do one more and we're going to continue next time. The nucleus is really important, but however, I think the mitochondria is more important. The nucleus. Many people say the nucleus is the most important part of the cell. And you guys have sure heard about the nucleus before in your lifetime. The nucleus is this. We're going to talk about the nucleus in about two videos, I think. Yeah. 2 videos later, we'll be talking about the roles and traits of the nucleus. You can, just for now, you can understand that the nucleus only regulates DNA and RNA actions. Oh, and it helps the cell survive. It helps the cell survive. Last one, and we're going to end this video. We're going to talk about the endoplasmic reticulum. In short, ER. Alright, I'll just call it ER for short, as we are missing some space. ER. When the Golgi apparatus transports proteins, the endoplasmic reticulum is a route for protein transportation. The endoplasmic reticulum also plays a crucial role when protein synthesis happens. Protein synthesis means making proteins. The endoplasmic reticulum is divided into 2 parts. One is, I'm sorry to bore sturge. One is called a rough ER. And this contains ribosomes. Ribosomes also play a significant role when producing proteins. So the rough ER plays a role in protein synthesis. However, there's a part also. If there's rough, there's gotta be smooth. There's a smooth ER. And this doesn't have ribosomes. No ribosomes. However, this doesn't contribute to proteins. Like it isn't related to proteins. This, however, is you don't have to memorize this. This is just for TMI. Smooth ER, this contributes to detox and lipid production. Oh wait, lipids, isn't that the structure that makes up the cell membrane? Yes, that's true. It's indeed. It contributes in the organization of the structure of the cell membrane. This is only about a half, I think, 1/3 of the cell organelles. We're going to continue next time, and we will cover all of the cell organelles next time. Thank you for listening.